Hi, I'm Sarah Barguirdjian and welcome back to class. We've had a bit of a break over the summer. So this is going to be a class to reintroduce you to yoga if you haven't done it for a little while. It's going to be a smoothing back into the yoga practice in a nice, easy, all-round class where we'll be doing some back strengthening, abdominal strengthening, hip opening, shoulder opening, a little bit of everything in a nice, easy, guided, easy to follow class. Do remember that I'm on patreon.com/Sarah B Yoga if you want to support this channel and get lots of benefits back. I've added in an extra benefit of a free final Thursday of the month, full-length live 75-minute class for gold and diamond patrons. So do have a look at that and support the channel along the way as well. Let's begin with this easy flow back into yoga class. So come to your hands and knees to begin with. With your straight arms, press your hands down. Make sure your index fingers are pointing straight ahead and that your knees are about as wide apart as the center of your palms. Point your feet, big toes touch side by side and round your back. Look towards your navel. So when you come back to yoga after a hiatus, you need to come into every pose a little bit more slowly and cautiously. Lift your chin, lift your two sitting bones, come into cow pose. So don't expect that you're going to come quickly and easily into each pose as you did maybe a month or two or a year or two ago. Take your time, round your back, lower your expectations and just enjoy the ride. Be kind to your body. Lift your chin, lift your sitting bones again, and then slowly sit down onto your heels, coming into child's pose. Walk your hands forward, bring your forehead down to the floor. Take a few smooth, long, even breaths here, breathing in and out through your nose. Arms really overhead here. Try and keep your elbows straight. Press your hands down. Don't worry if your bottom's up off your heels here, but try and let your lower back broaden and lengthen. Come back up to hands and knees. Reach your right arm out to the right with the palm down and turn away from it and bring the right side of your head down to the floor. Press your knees towards each other here. Don't move them, but let your skin roll over the kneecaps there so that your inner thighs engage. And keep turning away from that right arm gently. Come to the other side. Bring the right hand down, left hand out to the side like a wing far reaching away from you. Turn away from it. And again, knees press towards each other. Push both hands down firmly and rest the weight of your head. Really rest the entire weight of your head. Come back up to hands and knees and come to downward facing dog with bent knees. So separate your feet. Maybe separate your feet and hands a little bit wider from each other than you normally do. As you stay here with your knees bent, turn your head to the right. Let your neck twist and then turn your head to the left. And do it again. Turn to the right and then to the left. And then let your head just kind of nod like a pendulum backwards and forwards a couple of times. Look in between your toes, let your head be still now, and then begin to bring your legs a little straighter, possibly straight. I find the stamina and strength needed in down dog tends to go pretty quickly if you haven't done yoga for a while. We're not going to stay here too long, but do try and come into down dog every once in a while over the next few days and few weeks. It's a really good pose to bring strength and length to the backs of the legs. Come into plank. Bring both of your knees down to the floor. We're going to bypass chaturanga, so just come all the way down slowly. No need to pause here. For cobra, inhale and lift. Point your feet, press your legs towards each other. And it doesn't have to be a high cobra. It can be lower than it used to be. It's fine. Let your back re-strengthen. Come to hands and knees and into child's pose again. Just for a moment. We're going to repeat that little mini sequence. So come back into downward facing dog, and we'll do it a little bit more quickly this time. You won't stay in poses so long. Inhale, come forward into plank. Bring both of your knees down to the floor at the same time. Slowly come down with the rest of your body. Inhale, curl up into cobra, your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. That's it. So we missed out child's pose there. And let's do that one more time. Inhale, come forward into plank. Getting a little bit more dynamic and strong here. Knees down to the floor, come all the way down. Inhale, curl up into cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now, keep your feet apart, and as you inhale, raise your right leg up and back. Now, be careful here and listen carefully. Bend your right knee so you bring your right heel towards your right buttock. Then pressing both hips back to the back of the mat, lift up your right knee so it feels more or less parallel to the floor. And then possibly rotate your ribcage a bit more to the right. And I say possibly because you don't have to do that. You can keep your ribcage pointing straight down to the floor, but if it feels okay, turn a bit more towards the right. Now drop that right hip again, drop the right knee, and step your right foot forward between your hands. And remember, you can use your right hand to help bring that foot forward. Bring your back knee down. Bring both hands onto your right leg and slowly bring your chest up. You might want to move your hips back a little bit here, so it's a little bit more forgiving in the front left hip. But if you can, slowly then find your place. Bend the right knee a little bit more. Then reach your arms out to the sides and turn both of your palms up. Really press your hands away from each other and get longer arms. Then bring your arms up overhead. Now you can keep looking forwards here or lift your chin and look up towards your thumbnails. 3 calm, deep breaths here. Remember, you can look forwards. If you don't like looking up here, if it feels too uncomfortable, then look forwards. Then slowly come down. Bring your hands down, pick up your back knee, and step back again into downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up and back this time. Now stabilize and squeeze your bottom on both sides. Then bend the left knee like you're doing a hamstring curl. Then bring your left leg out to the side and keep pushing your hands forward and moving your right butt cheek towards the back of the room. I want you to try and keep the right side of your lower back really long here. Possibly lift the leg up more and turn to look underneath your left arm. Then lower the left hip, straighten the left leg again, more or less parallel to the floor, and step your left foot forward in between your hands. Bring your back knee down again, and again, bring your hands onto your front leg and move everything back. Then start to slowly come a little deeper into this low lunge, moving your hips forward. Don't come all the way. Just be gentle, be nice to this hip flexor. You haven't done yoga for a while. You want to be able to walk tomorrow. You want to be able to function. Just make it an easy stretch, not all the way to your limit. Reach your arms out to the side. Keep pressing your front foot towards your back knee as you do this. Then bring your arms up overhead. And again, you can keep looking forwards here and just stick with this, or lift your chin and look up. Keep squeezing your bottom. Keep pushing your back toes down. And breathe deeply all around your rib cage. Look at your left foot, bring your hands down, go back to downward facing dog. Then come into child's pose, so a little mini break here. But do keep your arms straight and strong. And as you rest your forehead on the floor, and you can put a towel under here if you need a bit more height. Try and let the weight of your hips drop towards your heels, and let your lower back broaden from the left to the right. Downward facing dog. Lift up, push back. Now put a bend into your knees and look forwards and walk your feet forward to the top of your mat. Bend your knees in Uttanasana. Push your fingers down. Then sweep your arms forward. Come all the way up to standing. And bring your hands forward and down by your sides. Now, we're going to sit down. So if you want to get a towel or a blanket, please do sit on that. It does make sitting down a little bit easier. Bring your legs forward. Bring your right leg out to the side. I get a little click in my knee there sometimes, and you know what I mean? And move your bottom up and make sure your left leg is really straight. Forward folds. Turn your chest in between your knees and bring your hands onto the floor behind you. Press this heel down. Now lift up as you inhale, and as you exhale, come forwards. Remember, what we're trying to do here is tip the pelvis forward. You don't have to reach forward, you don't have to bring your forehead to the floor. Just tip forwards here and keep this straight leg engaged. Couple of breaths here. Then as you inhale, come up. And as you exhale, twist. So your chest is facing towards the top of your left foot. Bring your right hand to the outside of this leg to help you twist a little bit more. You're not twisting all the way over here, you're just twisting towards this foot. Keep the abs engaged. Inhale and lift. And as you exhale again, that forward fold. We tend to lift our chin a bit when we forward fold. Try and keep the back of your neck long. You're not necessarily tucking your chin under here, but you want to keep the back of your neck in line with the rest of your spine. And if you find that your foot doesn't look too far away, by all means grab your foot, and you can use your right hand to get the little toe edge. If that's a bit too tricky, then just grab the inside and the outside. Lift your chest and then possibly fold forward a little bit more. And from here, bring your hands to the floor, come all the way up. And come into Stargazer. This is a lovely back bend here. So bring your right hand onto the floor behind you, lift your right hand up, pick your bottom up, bring the sole of your left foot to the floor and push your hips forward. Get a bit more length on that left side of your body and look up at the imaginary stars. Well, not imaginary, they're there, but look through your ceiling. Get your Superman specs on. And then slowly come back down to earth. And lengthen your right leg long. Bring your left leg in now. So forward folds can be pretty tricky. Move your bottom out of the way. If you haven't done yoga for a while, we tend to get quite tight in the backs of the legs and in the lower back. Bring your hands behind you, lift your chin. So be patient with yourself if you're finding this tricky. Okay. Lift up the entire rib cage and then possibly bring your hands forward and come down. And I say possibly because you might want to just stay upright like this. If you're using your towel or a blanket, if it's moved around, do position it really well, refold it, and make sure it's underneath both of your sitting bones. Keep this straight leg strong. Dig the heel down a little bit. And as you inhale, come up. And as you exhale, twist. Bring your left hand onto the outside of the right leg. Inhale and lift. And as you exhale, fold. So now this is Shasana. We're really doing the head to knee pose here, or not necessarily head to knee, but coming towards it. Keep pushing the heel forwards, and again, if you've got that flexibility, you can bring your hand to the outside, the little toe edge of the foot, and possibly come down, or not, or just be more conservative. Remember, this isn't a class about deepening the expression of the poses. This is just about you getting back into yoga, waking your body up to that zing, getting the flexibility and strength work, and the familiarity of the poses back into your body. Inhale, come up, and then again, Stargazer. Twist a little bit now to your left. Bring your left hand onto the floor behind you and bring that right arm up. Push your hips forward, look up, really expand here, get bigger. And slowly come down. Stretch your legs out straight again. Bring your hands onto the floor behind you. Lift your chest. Good. Okay, downward facing dog. So from here, step back, place your hands, and bring your feet together. Inhale, raise your right leg up, and we're going to do what we did before. Bend the heel towards your right buttock. Turn your belly and chest as you lift the knee up. Now you can stay with this or possibly turn a little bit more. Keep pushing your tailbone in between your knees, behind you, away from your head. Then lower the hip, lower the knee, and step forward. We're going to do warrior 2 here. Bring your back heel down. Pick up your left arm, reach it up towards the ceiling and bring the right arm up. Get your stance. So you can come in closer and shorten your stance, or you can bring that foot back and lengthen your stance to make the pose a little bit more advanced. Whatever you're doing, remember the knee straight ahead and straighten your back leg. Bend the right elbow, turn your palm up, turn your left palm up, and again, lengthen that side of the body, just like you did earlier in Stargazer. Look up towards the stars. Straighten your back leg, straighten your top arm as much as you can. Now pick up your right forearm just for a moment. Then look down at your right foot, bring your hands down, pick up your back heel, and go back to downward facing dog. Step back. We'll do that now on the left side. Bring your feet together. Inhale the left leg up. Again, bend the knee, so that sort of hamstring curl action. Pick up that left knee out to the left, and then maybe turn the barrel of your chest a little bit more to the left here. Keep control, keep squeezing your bottom. Don't just hang out and drape yourself here. Be strong. Then bring the knee back down so it's facing towards the ground. Straighten the leg again and step forward. Warrior 2 again, Virabhadrasana 2. Right hand comes up. This is just nice for the shoulder. Plant your pose. And again, you can shorten the stance with your feet, make it more doable. Make sure the knees point straight ahead, or you can lengthen the stance a little bit more. Remember, if you haven't done yoga for a while, a short stance is absolutely fine. Side angle pose. Bend the left elbow, turn the right palm up. And again, like Stargazer, look up as you reach and expand. Try not to straighten the left leg here. And then just for a moment, for your abdominal strength, pick up that left forearm. 3, 2, and 1. Look down, touch down, pick up your back heel, and step back down dog. Okay, now bring both of your knees down to the floor. And sit cross-legged. And again, you can bring in the blanket or the towel to help you sit. Sit up nice and tall, Sukhasana. Move your bottom back a little bit so there's some space in between your groin and the back of that left calf, and that this front shin is more or less parallel to the front of your mat. Press your feet down. Lift your arms, twist to the right. I'm keeping poses really simple here. These are really familiar poses. But nevertheless, each and every time we come into the same poses, the experience is different every time. Turn your head a little bit more. See if you can turn the whole shoulder girdle a little bit more behind you. Lift your hands, turn back to center. Inhale here. Exhale, go the other way. Bring your hands down. Turn a little bit more. Press your feet down, put a little squeeze into your knees. Then lift your hands, turn back to center, lean back and cross your legs the other way. Okay, let's twist again. Go to the right. Maybe you can twist a little bit more now that you're doing this for the second time, or maybe not. Doesn't matter. See how it feels. Pick up your hands, turn the other way, and also notice the quality of your attention here. It's very easy when we hear a yoga teacher say, okay, let's do that again, to get distracted or bored or want to do something else. Try and stick with this. Stay with me.
Lift your hands, turn back to center. Bring your hands to the floor behind you and lift your chest. Really press your hands flat. Make sure your fingers are feathering behind you. A little lift in the chin here, but a bigger lift in the heart. And then fold forwards. Keep pressing your hands down, your feet down. Bring your hands forward. You can keep your hands back to make it more doable, but if you can bring your hands forward, then do. Inhale, come up. Cross the other way, so we're back to that first side. Bring your hands behind you, lift the heart, squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other, and fold forwards again. Keep pressing your feet down. Inhale and come up. Good. And then from here, come into bridge pose. So remember, these are short classes. This is not a complete yoga class, but it's a good go-to quickie. Better than nothing. If you want to do my longer classes, have a look at all the information below this video when you're finished. Okay, press your elbows down, bring your shoulder blades towards each other. As you push your feet down, lift your bottom. Without moving your feet or your knees, just press your feet back a little bit towards your shoulders. Then interlace your hands underneath your back. See if you can raise your bridge a little bit higher by really encouraging that action of pressing your feet back towards your hands. And see if by engaging the backs of your legs there, you can lift your bridge a little higher. Then release your hands and slowly lower your bridge. From here, draw your knees in towards your shoulders just for a moment to lengthen out the lower back. Then come into Shavasana. Bring your feet down. Lengthen your legs to the corners of your mat. Let your feet turn away from each other. Turn your palms up. Find a position that is comfortable for you. Close your eyes. Just a minute here, just 1 minute. Let yourself rest. Notice how your body is feeling here. Any tingling sensations, the prana moving around your body. Just be with it. Follow it. Notice everything in your body. Notice the sounds around you. Softness of your body. The quality, the texture of the sounds near and far. And let yourself be held. Now, if you want to make more time for this, roll over and press the pause button and come back down again and keep your Shavasana going for as long as you want. Or to come out, bend your knees, one leg at a time, and roll over onto your right side. Keep your eyes closed. There's no hurry here. Then press down with your left hand and your right. Come up to sit again, however you want to sit. But sit tall. Really lift up, lengthen your spine. Bring your hands into heart center and lower your chin. Release your hands, bring your palms down onto your legs. Then lift your chin. Open your eyes. Namaste. Well done. Try and come back to this class over the next few days and do it a few more times, and then you'll be ready to springboard back into longer classes, more challenging classes. And remember that advice of holding downward facing dog whenever you can to increase the stamina in your arms and your legs. And well done, you're back, it's great. Take care, and I will see you again very soon. If you've got any comments or questions, please do put them in the comments box. I do look at it and I do answer them. Take care. Namaste.